Let's go on back to the Big Ten. Ohio State, number one team in the country. Is this at Washington? They have to go on the road for this?
At Washington. It is a road game.
Let's go, Tom.
This one is interesting because I think Cole and I are in agreement that Washington is going to present a problem for a lot of Big Ten teams this year. Damon Williams, we both think the world of his ability. They just have that ability to jump up and bite you. There's just nothing that I've seen out of Ohio State at this point to make me believe that they will get bit this weekend. Washington and Damon Williams, 3-0 start. They've looked very consistent. Damon Williams is that dual threat quarterback who can give you problems, but I think this Ohio State defense is pretty damn good, man. I don't know. From what I've seen, even if it's the non-conference games, which have been easy, and they're coming off a bye, they've been able to rest, make that trip out to Seattle from Columbus. I just think Julian Sayin and company don't get tested a ton by this Washington defense. I didn't see Washington put up anything remarkable defensively so far this year. It's going to require a lot of Ohio State screw-ups. Julian Sayin making his first road start as the starting quarterback for the Ohio State Buckeyes. That can be a difficult place to play at Washington, but it's certainly not the most difficult in all of college football. I could see him maybe throwing one to Washington in this game. They have limited what Julian Sayin has done most of the season. They've kept his attempt number down, and I'm very happy with that, even though you have number 4 standing right there. You want to get the ball to Jeremiah Smith as much as humanly possible, but I could see this being a little bit of a struggle in the first half, but then I feel like it's Ohio State pulling away with it in the back end of this game. I don't know, Cole, if you have any counter to that. I know you really believe in Damon.
Damon Williams has shown you that he can win through the with his legs and win through the air.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just done that. I mean, he has a 73% completion rating. That's impressive. He also has no turnovers through the first 3 games. And you can sit here and say, well, who have they played? All right, fair point. Who has Ohio State played since Texas? Which, again, you can flip on its axis. We haven't seen, since that matchup against one of the better defenses in college football, Ohio State be tested. There's a belief factor that you have in just this coaching staff currently out in Seattle, headlined by Jed Fish, who is a really good game plan. And he understands not only the quarterback position, but how to throw teams off of their first punch and make them win with multifaceted elements to their game. So that'll be something that I think is going to be really interesting in this. Can you slow down also Jonah Coleman? Because Coleman so far has been probably the most slept on, I think, offensive player in college football. And again, it's because of who have you gone up against? Well, doesn't really matter. He's averaging almost 8 yards a play. He also has he's leading college football in rushing touchdowns, and he's doing so with nearly half the amount of carries of other running backs that are in the same vicinity as him. So what he's able to accomplish is massive at this point. I think for Ohio State, it's all about making sure that the elements that you maybe wonder about in that matchup against Grambling and that matchup against Ohio, it doesn't come on display. Because the problem is those are teams that have certain elements to their staff that are just going to be there for the rest of the season. It's never going to beat you. Washington can beat you, and Washington can beat you in its own backyard by giving them advantages inside of their own territory. So if you have some faults that you think are going to be showing on up with Julian Sayin's passing attack, you got to be able to neutralize them. If you feel like that the rushing attack is not going to be able to get to the outside corner, you got to be able to make sure that you have the explosives on the interior. Those are just things that I think you are going to see from the likes of Ohio State that proves that they have turned into one of the most complete teams in college football and deserve that number 1 spot. I think on the flip side, all it takes is one major play. One thing in the first half at an ill-advised time for Washington to get right back in this game and make it down to the wire interesting. Because I do believe in Damon Williams, and I believe in this coaching staff. I believe in Denzel Boston. And I think that there's a lot to like about the direction that Washington is going in after the first 3 games, despite not playing anybody. Now we get to see if they're legit. There are people out there that are ranking them inside the top 25. A win like this, I'm not even sure that you can say top 25 is worthy. You have to start talking top 15. Top 20 spot in the AP poll, or at least in my poll.
I will give Sleeper a little bit of love. Listen, if you're depositing, use our code CFA, get a 100% match up to $100. We will play the more or less game on Wednesday, where you pick 2 of your favorite picks or more. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. There are some free picks that you can go get right now. Like, I think Jared Goff has like 0.5 as an over-under for passing yards. So supposing he doesn't get hurt on the first play of the game, should be relatively safe there. Bunch of free picks that you can go and stack together. Check Sleeper's terms and conditions because terms of use do apply. We appreciate Sleeper for their support. Tune in on Wednesday live at noon so we can talk about our picks. And again, appreciate Sleeper for all of their support. Let's predict it. Tom, you want to go first?
I believe the spread is 8.5, which I was genuinely thinking that seems a little thin. Give me Ohio State to cover in this one. I just kind of have a feeling it's going to be lower scoring. I think the over under 51.5 is what I'm seeing. Give me Ohio State 24-14.
Ohio State's going to win this football game. I know I said in the offseason that Washington was going to get the upset. I just believe a little bit too much in Julian Saying and this offense right now with Brian Hartline. But I am going to take Washington to cover. I think this is going to be a 4-quarter battle. You're going to be impressed by where Washington is going. You're also going to realize that Ohio State still is the king of the Big Ten. I'll go something along the lines of 31-27. 31 to, I'll go even lower. I'll go 27-21. I think you'll get a couple of big touchdowns.
I will join to make it all three of us going Ohio State. I know that's not super controversial. I'll say they do cover. I'll go 34-24. I'll say that. What's our over-under on this? Did we say that?
51.5.
Yeah, so we'll clear that. 30. What did I just say? 34-24. So yeah, we'll clear that pretty well. Ohio